Hey everyone, welcome to today's session. I know not everyone could make it out. I know that the storm damage has affected a lot of people's lives, including mine, and has definitely messed up many people's schedules. So there was a lot of people who just couldn't make it to any of the meetings. Actually wasn't able to make it to my own meeting yesterday. But as always, we're recording this for the team to review later. Today, we're trying something a bit new and exciting. Our AI project manager will actually lead us through most of the session today, alongside a podcast style walkthrough of our progress. To start, I'd like to introduce Orlando Dev's website engineer GPT. This AI has been helping us organize, manage, and drive the refresh project forward. I'll let it take over from here, and it kind of will guide us through today's session.
Hello, everyone. It's great to be here as your project manager for the Orlando Devs website refresh project. We've gathered today for a collaborative coding session to push forward on some key areas of the website redesign. Let me give you a quick update on what we've achieved so far. First, we've been focusing on making sure the Astro framework is fully in place for a fast, lightweight front end. The benefit here is that Astro allows us to optimize for performance by only loading what's necessary on each page. Second, Netlify is now set up as our hosting platform. We're using it because of its seamless integration with GitHub and the ability to quickly deploy changes, which has been really valuable for keeping our development workflow agile. And finally, in terms of functionality, we're working on event management, specifically integrating Eventbrite APIs to automate event updates and make things more dynamic for both site visitors and admins. So that's a quick recap of our progress. Now, before we dive into the next phase, I'll be introducing a podcast we've recorded. It breaks down the major components of this project, including our tech stack choices, community goals, and some insights into the process behind the scenes. Let's listen to that now.
Ever feel like using some community websites? It's like, ugh, who designed this thing?
Yeah, totally. Like trying to find a decent Wi-Fi signal in the middle of nowhere.
Right. You just get that feeling like, come on, there's got to be a better way.
Well, the Orlando tech scene, they get it. They're doing something about it, actually, with this whole Orlando Devs website refresh project.
Okay, so a website refresh sounds like a fresh coat of paint. What's the big deal?
This is less fresh coat of paint, more like they're trading in, like, I don't know, a rusty old bicycle for a high-tech electric scooter.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Oh.
So who's the mastermind behind this tech transformation?
It's spearheaded by this guy, Eddie Boscana. And this is where it gets interesting. It's not just about a prettier website, right? It's Eddie's whole vision for how you do community-driven development.
That's what makes this Jeep dive so interesting, right? Because, I mean, could this be a blueprint for other communities?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, could this change the game for how community projects actually get done? Big questions here.
So let's get into it. What's the why behind this whole revamp? What are they trying to solve?
Okay, so picture this, right? A website that doesn't just exist, but actually embodies this, like, innovative, cutting-edge spirit of Orlando's tech scene.
So we're not talking about just slapping a new logo on the old site.
No, no, no. Think like sleek design, user-friendly interface. It's like a digital handshake that just screams, we're on the cutting edge.
Yeah, it's like the difference between using like an old flip phone versus the latest smartphone.
Exactly. And you know how sometimes you're like desperate for information about an event and trying to find it on some clunky websites, like searching for a contact lens in a swimming
And
pool?
we've been there too many times.
Yeah, so those days are over. They're integrating live automated updates, pulling directly from platforms like Eventbrite.
No more frantic searches, no more relying on outdated info. Okay. I can feel my blood pressure going down already just thinking about it. What else? There's more, right?
Yeah, this is where it gets really, really interesting.
Hit me.
Open source. They're going all in on open source.
Okay, for those of us who might not be, fluent in web dev lingo, break it down. What does that actually mean? And why is this such a big deal?
Think of it like this, right? They're basically saying, hey, this is bigger than all of us. Let's build this together.
I love that. So it's like everyone's invited to this tech party.
Everyone. And they're using Markdown for content updates.
Okay, Markdown. Again, for those of us who haven't taken a web dev class recently, explain it.
It's like the universal language of the internet. It's simple enough that anyone can use it, even if you've never written a line of code in your life.
I am all about breaking down those tech barriers.
Yeah.
This is great. So they've got the vision, they've got the language of the people, but what about like tangible progress? What's happening behind the scenes?
They are moving at lightning speed. The whole project lives on GitHub.
Oh, nice. GitHub. Very cool.
Yeah. Completely transparent, completely open for anyone to follow along. And
Okay, don't leave us hanging. And
Astro. They're using Astro for the front end.
Astro. What's so special about Astro?
Well, have you ever gone to a website and it takes like forever to load?
Ugh, the worst.
Yeah, nobody's got time for that. Astro is known for building websites that load crazy fast, like
Yeah.
faster than you can say Orlando devs.
Speed is key, especially for SEO. You want the whole world to be able to find this.
Exactly. Oh, and they're using Netlify to make sure that the deployment is as smooth as their website's going to be.
Okay, Netlify. Got it. Anything else?
This one's really cool. An AI project manager.
Hold on. Wait. Did you say an AI project manager? Is this real life or are we in a sci-fi movie?
Orlando Devs Website Engineer 1.0. That's what they're calling it.
I mean, I am here for it. It sounds like something out of the future, but in a good way.
It really shows you how future forward they're thinking with this whole thing. They're not just building a website, they're exploring like the cutting edge of project management itself.
Okay, you've piqued our interest. Paint us a picture here.
Mhm.
What are we actually going to see on this new and improved website? Give us the highlights.
Okay, so imagine a dynamic event calendar. It updates in real time. No more like scrolling through outdated lists or missing out on important events.
Networking gold right there. I
Yeah.
love it.
And obviously, it's all wrapped up in that sleek, modern design we talked about. Accessible from any device, phone, computer, you name it.
So no matter where you are, you're plugged into the Orlando Devs community. I
Yep.
love it. Okay, this is impressive. What else is there?
And this is like just the tip of the iceberg, you know?
Oh, there's more. Don't hold out on us.
The thing that really gets me is their dedication to open source. It's like they're not just building a website, they're building this community resource, you know?
Okay, I love that. So like anyone could take this and use it as a template for their own community.
Exactly. Learn from it, adapt it, contribute to it. It's all out there.
That's amazing. Okay, so I'm inspired,
Uh-huh.
but I know our listeners are dying to know. What's the tech behind all of this? What's under the hood?
Okay, so they've chosen each piece of their tech stack really carefully. Like we talked about, Astro for speed, SEO. They're also using Netlify for the deployment side of things, integrates really well with GitHub. And remember those real-time event updates.
Yeah, that's what I want to know more about.
Eventbrite API, that's how they're doing it.
It's like they've got all the pieces working together perfectly, but we can't forget about the human element here. Who is the team making all of this magic happen?
They've got a seriously talented team. Mike Butler, for one, he's like their product guru, but he's also got this knack for DevOps, make sure everything's running smoothly.
I bet he's got like the coolest headphones. Okay, who else? Who else is on this dream team?
Let's see, Gene Diaz. He's their front-end wizard.
Yeah.
Creating like a user experience so good, it's almost like he can read your mind.
Okay, I'm sensing a thing here. They've got a guru, a wizard. These are some high-level tech titles. Who else?
Mauricio Reyna. He's like a full-stack
A
ninja.
full stack ninja.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Robert Schneider. He's their DevOps guru. He makes sure the site can handle like 1 million users at once.
Smart. Okay. Anyone else on this all-star team?
Last but not least, David Kerr. He's another full-stack aficionado.
Wow. They've really thought of everything, haven't they? It's more than just a website. It's like a community.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about it. For this team, it's a chance to like learn from each other, really sharpen their skills, and make those connections in the Orlando tech community.
It's a win-win, really. A win for the team, a win for Orlando devs, a win for the tech community as a whole.
And they're smart about it too. They're not rushing this. They've got a whole phased approach.
Oh, okay. So phase one is like building the foundation. What about the long game? What's coming down the pipeline?
Okay, so phase 2, this is where it gets really good. We're talking integrated job boards. So connecting local talent with opportunities right there in Orlando.
Yeah.
And community spotlights.
Oh, nice. So you get to like see the faces behind the code, the people who are making it all happen. I love that.
Yep. And get ready for this, AI-powered recommendations.
AI is everywhere these days. In a good way, of course. How would that work, though, for the website?
Imagine logging in and you see a curated feed of events, resources, even job postings, all based on your interests and skills. It's like having a personal tech career assistant right there on the website.
Wow. Okay, so personalized recommendations, community spotlights, integrated job boards. This is going to be amazing. It sounds like Eddie's vision is even bigger than just a website, though.
Oh, absolutely. This website is just one piece of the puzzle. He really wants to create these solutions that lift up the entire tech community.
A rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yeah.
He's creating a wave of positive impact here. This is what gets me excited about tech, seeing it used as a force for good. But how can our listeners, who I know are probably just as excited as we are right now, how can they actually get involved?
It's surprisingly easy, honestly. Like, they've made it super accessible for anyone to jump in.
Okay, well, don't leave us hanging. Tell us, how do we get involved?
All right, so the GitHub repository. That's the heart of it.
Makes sense. Code lives on GitHub.
It's all open source, so you can look at the code, see how it's all put together, track their progress even.
Love it. Transparency. What if I want to contribute, though? Like, actually get my hands dirty with the code.
You can do that too. They've got these regular collaborative coding sessions anyone can join.
Wait, so it's like a virtual coding party?
Pretty much a chance to, chat with the team directly, brainstorm, even do some live coding together.
That sounds amazing. What if you can't make it live?
Oh, they record them, so you can catch up anytime. And it's not just for coding either. If
Yeah.
you're more into design, they're using Figma
Figma.
for design.
Yeah, for all the design collaboration.
Yeah.
So you can check out the design concepts, give feedback, even submit your own ideas.
I love how collaborative this whole project is. It's like a true community effort.
And for those who, prefer to just follow along, they've got this whole blog dedicated to the website refresh. Okay, so Eddie's probably writing blog posts, giving updates, sharing the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Exactly. They're keeping everyone in the loop.
Amazing. This has been such an inspiring deep dive. It's incredible to see how much thought and effort is going into this refresh. But more importantly, what it represents, right?
Totally.
A community coming together to build something awesome for themselves, but also for the future of the Orlando tech scene.
It really makes you think, like what other amazing projects are out there?
Right, like what other communities could do something like this?
Exactly. And what can each of us do, with our own skills and passions to contribute to something bigger than ourselves?
Such a powerful thought.
Mhm.
And speaking of contributing, we'll make sure to include links to the GitHub repository, the collaborative coding sessions, the Figma designs, the blog, everything in our show notes so our listeners can dive in and get involved.
Please do. Don't be shy.
Seriously. Because this project, it's proof that even small contributions can make a huge difference.
100%. It's all about collaboration. The future of tech is collaborative, really.
Well said. And that is a perfect place to wrap up this deep dive. A huge thank you to you and to all of our listeners for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep believing in the power of community.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you found the podcast insightful and that it gave you a clearer picture of our vision for the Orlando Devs website refresh. Now that you've had a chance to hear the broad overview, let's break things down a bit further, starting with some immediate improvements we're working on. 1. Event management. As mentioned, we're integrating Eventbrite to handle our event listings. This integration will automatically update events in real time, which means event organizers won't have to manually update every little detail on the site. It's a big time saver and will make the site more dynamic for our users. 2. User experience overhaul. We're really putting a lot of effort into improving the user experience. Our goal is to make the site fully responsive, ensuring that it works seamlessly on mobile and desktop. This means simplifying navigation, speeding up load times, and ensuring key information is easily accessible, no matter the device. These are the priorities we're tackling in the short term. Next, I'd like to talk a bit about the tech stack we've chosen and why it's so central to our progress.
Yeah, continue. Let's see if we can get it to continue. I guess I would probably point out something here. We are working, what you've been looking at right now is the current website. So obviously we want to work through some, we're trying to add more automation and we're trying to add more integrations as well. And I'm done filling in some time. Don't forget, check out our if you haven't done it yet, we do have a form where you can fill out. You can get involved if you want to get more involved. This is our team Slack page here, where we're communicating on the various things that we're working on. So we'll get back to it.
Let's dive into the tech stack we've selected and why it's been so effective for this project. We chose Astro because it's specifically designed for building fast, content-focused websites. One of its strengths is island architecture, where JavaScript is only loaded where it's needed. This reduces unnecessary scripts on each page, resulting in a faster experience for users. For us, that means better performance across the board, which is a big win for user satisfaction. Another benefit of Astro is its ability to integrate well with existing tools. Since our website needs to handle multiple integrations, like the Eventbrite API and others in the future, Astro's flexibility allows us to do this without compromising speed or simplicity. Netlify. We paired Astro with Netlify as our hosting platform because of its ease of use and strong integration with GitHub. Netlify gives us the ability to automatically deploy changes from GitHub, meaning that every pull request can create a preview of the site. This is great for both developers and contributors since it makes testing changes so much easier before they go live. Netlify's CDN also ensures that our content is distributed globally, giving us fast load times no matter where visitors access the site from. Community involvement via GitHub. Finally, to keep the project open source and collaborative, we've set up our repository on github.com/EdenIsHereToStay/Orlando-devs-website. We encourage everyone to get involved, whether it's by contributing code, fixing bugs, or even suggesting improvements. There are tasks for all skill levels, and we're committed to making the project welcoming to new and experienced developers alike. These are the core technologies and methods we're using to drive the project forward. Now let's open it up for questions or comments. Feel free to ask anything about the tech stack, features, or what we've discussed so far. It looks like we've covered a lot of ground today. From reviewing our progress, to diving into the key elements of the project, like the Astro framework, Netlify for hosting, and how we're streamlining event management. As we move forward, the immediate focus will remain on improving the user experience and getting the Eventbrite API integration fully functional. These enhancements will set the foundation for a more dynamic and user-friendly website. For those of you looking to get involved, remember, the GitHub repository is where everything is happening. You can find issues to work on, review pull requests, or propose new ideas. No contribution is too small, and we're always looking for fresh perspectives, so don't hesitate to jump in. Next steps, continue refining the event management system. Focus on mobile-first improvements for better accessibility. Ensure our performance optimizations keep the site fast and scalable. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of collaboration. This project is community-driven, and it's built on the contributions and creativity of people like you. Let's keep that spirit going as we push toward the next milestone. Thanks again for joining today. Be sure to check out the GitHub repository and our other communication channels to stay connected and engaged. Looking forward to seeing what we accomplish next.
All right. So once again, thanks for tuning in today. Looking forward to working with you all. Hopefully you found this meeting encouraging and helpful, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.